Which is Sunrise by Dinkeldash. I have not previewed this story, but just from the description, Princess Celestia raises a son, so serene, so peaceful, what a beautiful, placid morning routine. Just from that, I can say I'm intrigued. Even though it has the sad tag, I am curious about this one. And I need something that is, relaxing. Even if it might be sad. No, I can't always just read Fallout Equestria, guys. It's not gonna happen. Okay, then let's do this. Sunrise by Dinkeldash. dash. Okay, now to the editing. Off to the editing cave! I simply love what I'm doing here. Where was the WAV folder? There. Sunrise by Dinkeldash, and yes, Audacity. That story was actually not bad. It's an interesting premise to think that it is Starswell the Bearded who has, been put into the sun so that ponies could live. That is an interesting premise. And I'll definitely look at more from that author, because we actually have permission to read anything he's written. He's given me that on Twitter. So when I look at it, there's sadly not a lot that I can put out here. I would like to read a lot of this. Like, for example, I'm kind of interested in this. Rowan the Cimmerian, the Shambling Horror. The problem is the gore tag, because YouTube has been very, very judgmental when it comes to stuff like that. So to play it safe, I usually try to take stories that, have the tag for everyone, that can be listened to by everyone. So I even exclude stories from my search that have adult hugging, passionate adult hugging, or gore, or tragedy, swearing, that's stories that I exclude. Because even that story that I did the other day, where Twilight Sparkle's mother sends a letter to Daring Do saying, hey, your story was shit. That story got the yellow thingy of death. And if I had had a little bit more swearing in it, the story would have been removed. So, yeah, that's a thing. That's actually a thing that I have to watch out for. And YouTube is very judgmental when it comes to that. YouTube has become very, very... they want to be family friendly. The problem is, if you actually produce content that is directly for kids, which is basically what they want, you to do, they still limit your income options. Because if you do content that is age restricted, you won't be able to monetize it. If you do content that is specifically for kids, then you have also trouble monetizing it. And it might be taken down if it's seen as inappropriate for children, you see? And so I try to stay, in the middle ground. We have actually, Midnight and I have set this channel to... no, this content is not for children.
There, the burning. But it's the burning. Not time yet. A few minutes more. It is still
and that we did because at some point YouTube asked all creators to do that, to, you know, basically see, is your content for kids or is it not? And then you could either set it so that you have to decide video by video, or you could set the entire channel for kid-friendly or not kid-friendly. And we were like, the stories we produce are usually not kid-friendly, so let's set the entire channel to not kid-friendly. And so that's what we did. And let's be honest, guys, I am actually quite happy that we did that, because ever since we did that, we have way less complaints from YouTube about community guidelines and all that. And because that was always a huge hassle to deal with, especially when it came to our Fallout stories and some of the sadder ones that we have on our channel. YouTube would fight us on that. And ever since, the channel has been declared not safe for, or not kid friendly, let's put it like that.
unpleasant days, so that I could preserve the important memories of what might have been.
Ever since then, YouTube has cut us some slack. So I'm still a little bit cross about the whole thing that my old channel got demonetized for quote-unquote breaking community guidelines. And then when we fused, because the thing is, I did reapply for a YouTube partnership with that old channel, where I was just Visual Pony. But then we created a new brand account and had our stuff all transferred here with all the comments, all the views and all that. Everything just transferred over here. It's basically the same channel, just now that we are running it together, you know. We are both in here as owners. And then we reapplied for YouTube partnership. And literally not even a week after, I think it was like 2 or 3 days after, we got an email, yeah, welcome, you have been accepted into the YouTube partner program, when I was still just alone, Visual Pony Audiobook Productions. I had reapplied for it, and 3 months later I didn't have an answer. And usually they say that you get an answer within 30 days. And I didn't. After 3 months, I still didn't have an answer from them. Which I find a douchey thing to do. Which just shows me that there must have been someone who just wanted to get me off the platform. Because I know for a fact that at that time particularly, there were a few people who were mass flagging my videos. I know who they were. Or at least a few of them. And believe me, while I would at the time have liked nothing more but to get a little bit of comeuppance for them, I am not gonna name any names. I never do that. But I could have heard their on vacation, but I was in a bad mood last night. I could have gone ahead and been like, okay, you want to hurt my channel? I'm going to hurt yours. I could have done that, but I didn't. I decided to be the bigger man. Okay, now let's do this. Sunrise by Dinkeldash into Odyssey. Okay, this up there, this down here. Has BG, there's that. Okay. We need that one then, and the sound effects. And the first sound effect we need is, of course, the ticking clock. Then truncate silence.
No alarm clocks are No alarm clocks are necessary in the royal chambers. I know what time it is.
Okay, BG and the other Audacity thingy. Now we need something somber.
No alarm clock.
Actually, no. I wanted to have the poison princess here. At the beginning.
No alarm clocks are necessary in the royal. No alarm clocks are necessary in the royal chambers. I know what time it is. I always know. It is nearly sunrise and I must perform my sacred task. The one chosen and the one for which so many... Oh yes, my span of years is not my own. My magic is not my own. My life is not my own. Duty which... Why me? I know the reason you gave me, Starswell, and I wonder if it still holds true. I, among all the candidates, was the only one who refused the offer of near immortality and absolute power. And my poor sister, who did any for political sense.
But do they say power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely?
Avoids the inevitable cycle too brilliantly, too well. The ponies started to... Therefore, you summoned discord from beyond the veil of worlds. But my sister and I dispatched him with too much ease, did we not? To save in a younger sibling, for her safety, and mine, and all the world. So that the ponies could look up in the night sky and see the enemy, the fire, the burning. But it is not time yet. If you are still her friend in her heart, the dawn is nearly upon us. And I have no more time for my except now, or all will be wasted. They cannot have these years back. Take it, or they will die young. Here is where he should have met his wife, Sunday. There is a daughter he never had. Her name should have been Caramel. And there he is as he was, an old earth pony at the age of 32, when he knelt life. Here is where he should have met his wife, Sunday. As I reach the ionosphere, your thick brown beard tickling me awake, your grey eyes dancing as your merry jest made my days light and full of hope, until our star began to die and the blizzards came upon our world. How even all the unicorns together could my eyes, just for what the pony kind is capable of. How I remember you, my lover, your thick brown beard tickling me awake, your grey eyes dancing as your merry jest made my days light and full. I speak to you again. I look at you now and I start to see your mouth moving, as always. Don't you dare say you are sorry for leaving me alone forever. Don't you dare. Burn, you son of a bitch. Burn. Author's note. This one is experimental for me. I don't consider myself to be much of a serious writer. In fact, all I did was go to a random word generator and Sunrise popped up and I was like, oh, there's a story. I suppose I could have made a silly one where Luna is trying to raise the sun.
Okay, let's see about sound effects.
Over the centuries, I've come to realize the patent vanishes in a flash of light as it is converted to power.
Okay, there are sound effects. Let's take this one and put it in here to, you know,
the patent vanishes in a flash of light as it is converted to power. The time is upon us. I reach out and my awareness extends high into the stratosphere and I push further, up above the thunderheads. The patent vanishes. The time is upon us. I reach out and my awareness extends high into the stratosphere and I push further, up above the thunderheads. My mane and tail blazing with aurorae as I reach the ionosphere. The magnetic lines are clear up here.
Okay, let's see. Don't think I have a good effect for that. Cannon fire, firecracker. No. No, that's all. Okay, then let's have a look at free sound. And you see, it's been so long since I actually needed a new sound effect that the website has actually locked me out.
Dropping the hottest jams live.
Okay. That sounds good. Did I save that in the wrong folder? Okay, let's see. There it is. That needs to be a little bit quieter, I guess. Haven't listened yet, but I can see that in the waveform.
Blazing with aurora as I reach the ionosphere. The magnetic lines are clear up here, and my awareness takes hold of one and rides it. I pick up speed, racing to the dead thing at the bottom of the system's gravity well. Our white dwarf sun that could never sustain us, not without help. The receiver, and I never got to speak to you again. I look at you now and I start to see your mouth moving. I'm sorry for leaving me alone forever. Don't you dare. Burn, you son of a bitch. Burn. Don't you dare. Burn, you son of a bitch. Burn. Author's note. This one is experimental for me. I don't consider myself to be much of a serious writer. In fact, all I did was go to a random word generator and Sunrise popped up and I was like, oh, there's a story. I suppose I could have made a silly one where Luna is trying to raise the sun while Celestia is on vacation, but I was in a bad mood last night.
Okay, done. And I love it. I really do. As an MP3, and there you go. Actually, I bookmark this page of this author. And there we go. Close this. But I like the avatar. Dinkelberg from Fairly Odd Parents as Rainbow Dash. Let's see. Where is that picture? Is that it? No. Or is it? I think it is. Let's see. No, it isn't. There it is. Music, Pony&Wolf. Edit, MP3. Sunrise by Dinkeldash. Okay, and done. And hashtag MLP, hashtag MLPFilm. Oh wait, I have a, haha, Twitter. And hashtag Celestia. Not Celestia Landgren, but just Princess Celestia. And with that, we are done. And I hope that you enjoyed this behind the scenes video and that you will have an amazing day. And of course, that this video finds you well in body and mind.